So yesterday I was editing a video and I was struck with the realization that my channel has turned almost entirely into bus-related content. And with that being said, it's June 18th and it's time to go on a bus hunt. So I'm on my way to the Palo Alto Caltrain station because I still use trains as a way to get to the buses to make my way to Santa Rosa in an attempt to see the Sonoma County Transit Orion 5s. Real weekend travel moment. Here I am in San Francisco, almost 20 minutes late. Yeah, because of just random track work. My train showed up on time, but it dropped me off in SF almost 20 minutes late. And there go my original plans of catching the bus that will leave in 2 minutes. The bus that I would have to walk about like 5 blocks that way for. So, not making that. But today is very special because I have a friend coming along. I am going up to meet with Jackson, who has appeared in some videos before, and we're gonna go ride some buses. So now it's time to go meet up with Jackson in the lovely, lovely town of SF. I'm gonna take a muni bus to the Salesforce Transbay Transit Center. Please don't leave without. So the 30 dropped me off here on Mission Street, and I have fully missed the bus that I intended to catch, which is unfortunate because this kind of, not really destroys, but complicates the plans that Jackson and I had made for today. Right now I'm just walking down Mission Street towards the Salesforce Transit Center, and yeah, I keep calling it the Salesforce Transit Center. That's just what I'm used to now. Weekend transit moment. Imagine parallel parking a bus. So, fun fact, parallel parking a bus is actually a skill you have to do for the DMV test, and this driver put it to good use, I guess. Update, I'm currently in the very dead bus deck, just getting lost, looking for Jackson. I've located the Jackson. I have a Jackson. We have become reacquainted. Hello. Hello. I love the Unitrans reppin', literally. So yeah, now we're at the Salesforce Transit Center and we're going to get on a Golden Gate Transit Route 101 because we are going to Santa Rosa to hopefully bus hunt for some Orion 5s.
Should be fun.
Yes. Bus that we're on right now is a Gillig low floor, and these are traditionally found in a lot of transit agencies all across America because they're cheap, and a lot of the times they drive like it. But this is a 2019 Gillig low floor, and in my personal opinion, it's one of the nicest ones because it's also the suburban configuration. My seat can actually recline. So I'm looking forward to this ride. Jackson, what do you think of the Gillig low floors?
So far, I mean, first impressions, this suburban variant in particular, it seems pretty nice. The standard Gillig low floors, not a huge fan of, but
they have bad suspension.
Yeah, that's also true. But hopefully this is better.
So, fingers crossed it's a good ride. So now it's just like, what, an hour to San Rafael?
Yep.
Avenue and Clay Street.
Almost an hour later, we are at San Rafael. There's our bus behind us. Jackson, what do you think of the Gillig low floor?
It wasn't bad. It was a pretty nice ride. Very scenic as well.
Yeah, it was actually clear today.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I had no idea it would be so clear. So yeah, now we're at San Rafael, and our next mission is to get on the SMART train. That's going to take us to Santa Rosa. Jackson has found the Jackson Cafe at San Rafael SMART. Jackson, what do you think of the SMART?
I love this train. It's not the most useful transit service, but the train is great.
It could like be made better, but I think it's good. I can't see myself. Imagine being stuck in traffic. Could not be us. It probably will be us in a bit, but for now. Straight zoom in. So after a wonderfully pleasant ride on the SMART train, here we are at Santa Rosa North. And we're at Santa Rosa North because this is the closest SMART train stop to Cottingtown Transit Center. This is one of the main transit centers for Sonoma County Transit. And because Sonoma County Transit sometimes runs Orion 5, that's one of the last remaining transit agencies to do so, I believe. The RIP Unitrans. We're gonna go try to find one. Jackson and I both enjoyed driving the Orion 5s at Unitrans very much, so we're just chasing that that nostalgia, I guess, on the last transit agency to run them in this sort of general area.
Yeah, here's to hoping.
Here's to hoping. So to get to Cottingtown, we're just cutting through some apartments right now. What is life if not a way to cut through shortcut apartments? I don't know.
An apartment complex being named after a mall.
Ew. Land use. The end of the trail. A bus.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
I spy with my little eye an Excelsior. And we have arrived at the rather deserted Cottingtown Transit Center. So now it's just time to see our luck and whether or not we can actually see an Orion 5. I have no hope. That bus back there, where Jackson's head is an Orion 7 next generation. So it's 3 generations up past the Orion 5. So unfortunately not the bus we're here to see, but still cool, I guess. Yeah, so updates to follow on whether or not on our quest to see the Orion 5. We don't really know what to do now. Crying. So because the next Sonoma County Transit bus isn't for an hour, we're gonna go into the Cottingtown Shopping Center and try to get some food before we gotta fuel up for our bus adventures.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What mysteries does JCPenney hold within? Update, we are getting very lost in the JCPenney. We are looking for food. Help. Spontaneous fish tank. We have walked through the length of Cottingtown and we have come to the conclusion that there is in fact no food inside the mall. Fine dining experience at Denny's. It's real food blog hours. So we have consumed our Denny's, our Denifers. Yeah, I liked my food. What did you think?
It was actually pretty decent.
Yeah. So, we've been eating lunch and coming to the realization that Sonoma County Transit probably does not run the Orion 5 on weekends, so we've kind of come up here for, well, not the
reason.
Yes. But we're still letting the adventure continue by hopping on a bus down to, let's see, we're trying to get to Petaluma next, right?
Yes.
Yes, to ride on a new transit agency. So yeah, updates will follow. It's an Excelsior.
Yay.
That's Jackson's favorite type of bus to drive. I don't like them as much though. So we've come to the realization that the next bus at Cottingtown isn't for another 20 minutes, and Charles M. Schulz Museum is only a 7-minute walk away. There's actually a sign right there for it. And Charles M. Schulz was the creator of the Snoopy comics, so very nice place to visit. So back behind me here is the Snoopy ice skating rink area. I don't really know the history behind it, but there's just an ice rink here, and I actually went ice skating here as a kid once. And there's also a bunch of Snoopy sculptures, and the museum is right next door. It's the kite-eating tree. There's a kite in that tree. Abridging our plan, instead of heading over to Petaluma, we decided to stop in the Charles Schulz Museum, the museum about Snoopy. Jackson had never been, I haven't been in a while, so it was really nice to see the museum.
Yeah, it was really great. See about Charles Schulz's wife.
Oh, I hope the wind doesn't ruin this.
Yeah, it probably will.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
It's okay. But yeah, now we are trying to head back down to the bay. So how we do that is we catch a bus to the Santa Rosa Transit Mall, I think, and then go back from there via Smart. So on this trip, we may not be seeing the bus that we came here to see, but on the signs, that's an Orion 5 that they've modeled, or painted, I guess. So in a sense, we are still seeing it. So after a little bit, our Orion 7 has brought us to the Santa Rosa Transit Mall, where we now have about 30 minutes before the Smart train back to the other Bay Area, I guess. Because Jackson seems to think that Santa Rosa is part of the Bay Area.
Because it is. There's no denying this fact.
Sudden YouTube beef? Ayo. Here's another Excelsior. The governor should cut out at no more than 140 psi. So we have made the executive decision to hopefully hop on that 2B that just pulled in, so we can take that to the train station. We'll see how that goes and if they leave without us. So we just got off of the Santa Rosa City bus. It was a free bus for me because I'm still 18, and free bus for Jackson because his Clipper card is broken. Yeah, I liked it. It was in an Excelsior, so it was like being back at Unitrans.
Excelsiors are very cool.
They really are. All right, and we can walk.
Oh, you really said Excelsiors are cool.
I sort of agreed. Excelsiors are fun to drive sometimes. Yeah. So here we are at the Santa Rosa Smart Station. Continuing the Excelsior talk. I think they're fine. I think they're fine buses. I just prefer driving the C40 LFRs that we have. Jackson.
I think the opposite. I think it's generally more enjoyable to drive the Excelsiors. They just agree with the motions of my foot better. So, yeah.
I do think the Excelsiors have some benefits. Like they get going faster, as this driver demonstrated. But I don't know, they don't feel as like soft and controllable as a C40 LFR. So.
I will say the C40s, they do feel less hulking in a way. They feel more nimble.
Well, yeah, they feel easier to control. Yeah, that's why I like them. This has been Bus Beef with Jackson and Zelig. Onwards to the Smart train.
Go to the 18th. Oh boy.
Alrighty, and we're at the Larkspur Landing Smart Station. Yes, you're in the shot now too. That was a very tiring ride for some reason. We're both very sleepy now. Probably the side effects of being up since 7. There's a train, our faithful steed. And we are now at the Larkspur Landing, which I already said, to connect to the ferry. And there's a 25-minute connection between the Larkspur Landing station and the ferry because they only built it 1/3 of a mile away. So Jackson here is timing it to see how long it takes as we walk down the path that is adjusted to get to the ferry. So See how that goes. So to show how little this really makes sense, right up there is the smart station. You have to walk all the way around and then come back this way. Hi, Jackson. To get to where we are now. There's no easy way to get from the smart station to here without walking around that way. And to make things worse, this station that connects to the ferry is all the way over there, where you can barely see. And that's where we're going now. You know, sometimes you're just forced to jaywalk because there's no easy way to cross into the parking lot that is the ferry terminal. Whee! Getting close to the ferry terminal, and there's some XHFs shuttling from Muir Woods. Someday I need to ride those. So after a 9.5-minute walk, Jackson and I are at the ferry terminal. Yeah, really not vibing with the fact that a train station called the Larkspur Landing ferry station is a 10-minute walk away from the actual ferry itself. Kind of disappointing, especially when there's all this like unused parking lot space that they could have used for the train station, but here we are, I guess. If you look to your left, and there's scenic San Quentin State Prison.
It's so beautiful.
It really is. It's been 2.5 hours since we left Santa Rosa, and here we are at the Ferry Building. I always do love a good ride on the ferry. What do you think?
Ferries are awesome, and everyone should ride them all the time.
Exactly, I agree. That's why so many of my videos involve the ferry. Yeah, so now we're back in SF. Unfortunately, we did not see the buses that we came out to see, but I feel like we still had a good adventure. Visited some really cool things like the Snoopy Museum. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
It was a very fun day. I'm glad that you invited me at the very last possible moment.
Yes, literally last night at 9:30, I texted him and I was like, yo, you want to come bus hunting with me? And he was like, yes.
Yeah, because I like subjecting myself to this.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Very interesting. So now we're just walking back to Muni, and we're going to try to get a Muni towards the Caltrain station. So, Jackson is now leaving us. We are now at SF 4th and King. I am on my way to the Caltrain. Jackson, are you trying to make your
yeah,
T-line?
might try the T, but we'll see.
Yep. So, yeah, this is where we part ways. Bye, Jackson. It was really fun hanging out with you.
Bye, Zaylig. This is great.
Yes. The Muni gods were very kind to me, and I actually made my train. Amazing.
Service must have a valid ticket or pass. Monitoring the train. We do not sell tickets on the train. Please keep those tickets and passes out for fair inspection.
Well, 13 hours later, here I am at the Palo Alto Caltrain station. Yeah, this was a really good day, even if I didn't get to see the bus that I originally set out to see. But Jackson and I do have one bragging right that most people don't. We have both driven the Orion 5s. So with that, I think this day was a success. Had a great day with Jackson, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.